Now, I see you eating at this fine restaurant. What did you have today?
What did we have? This is my fiancée, Leila.
Hello. We met before, I think.
Lobster. I had the surf and turf. Which had the lobster risotto.
Surf and turf.
That was
Surf
great.
and turf, I feel, is always the way to go.
Loved it.
You know, I'm a fairly big baseball fan, and I've never actually gotten to talk to you before. Personally, my personal opinion, I feel like baseball was at its best when everybody was doing steroids. You remember that? I'm talking to Sosa. I said, do you remember? Sosa and McGuire just knocking it out the box.
Just basically everybody.
Right, everybody. That's when it was at its best. Do you think it was more fun to watch it then than now? Because the ratings have been slipping.
You do have some great players today.
Yeah.
But I think back then, 80s and 90s and early 2000s, you had some entertainers. You really did. And
Right.
Of course, when you look today, like 2016, 2015, they had like the furthest home runs that year.
Right.
They're maybe 480 feet. Back then,
Yeah.
it's probably 560 feet, 550 feet. So I think for
baseball's
the
hitting the moon.
entertainment value,
Right.
it was definitely more entertaining than I was playing because we had a lot of characters,
Right.
a lot of huge monstrous players with a lot of power.
Yes.
So it was very entertaining. I think the fans got their money's worth more back then than they do today for sure.
I feel the same way. I thought the ratings were like at an all-time high. Now Sosa recently has dyed his skin white. Hey, it's not like I'm making this up.
It's
Google
Michael
it.
Jackson. It's not so.
Right. What's up with that? Why is Sosa's skin white now? We all know he's not a white man.
Listen, I think he's dyed his skin white and is wearing blue contacts. I've worn
wearing
blue contacts
blue
before, so I'm.
And she's trying to get nominated for Oscar.
I'm kind of guilty of that, but I don't.
What happened, Jose? What happened? Why did he do that?
Actually, I try to tan more to get darker.
Right.
It looks like he's trying to get whiter.
You can't. What happened? I Google him sometimes when I'm down and out and want to laugh, and I'll just look at his picture.
I saw a picture one time and he looked like a sickly vampire.
Yes.
But let me tell you something. I met Sammy. I know Sammy. He's a great guy.
Sure.
Very, very, very nice guy. He's a great gentleman. Very respected in his community. But what is the deal with the white skin? Dude, I don't get it.
I just wonder. Sometimes I wonder, does he think he's tricking anybody? Like, bro, we saw the pictures. We know what you look like. Whatever.
Yeah.
Moving.
I don't know.
Moving on.
If you figure out, you find out, you let me know, right?
Hey, I tell you this: the second I run across him, that's the first thing I'm going to ask him, and we'll see what he says.
Jose wants to know what's the deal with the vampire look.
Jose wants to know, why are you white now?
Yeah. What's going on?
Anyways, okay. Now you have a very beautiful daughter. She's getting up there, getting more famous. We at TMZ even had a couple stories about her. Now I know that I'm not a parent, but I know you support your kids, obviously. But now is it hard seeing your daughter also doing like bikinis, in her underwear, eating pizza in a recent video?
I saw that video. Actually, Leila showed me the video.
Yeah.
And the modeling world has been after her. She's probably 13, 14 years old. She was very tall and very mature looking.
Sure.
And finally, we decided to just let her go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Well, she's 19 years old now. She's going to be 20 years old. And basically does whatever she wants. But I definitely support what she's doing. Of course, as a father, I wanted to be an athlete. I wanted her to be either a tennis player or a professional golfer.
Right.
Of course, I wanted her to be a professional golfer because she's actually super athletic.
Okay.
But, she turned out very beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's pursuing her career in modeling. She's doing quite well, so I actually support it.
Right.
But I don't want to see, of course,
my
daughter in bikinis.
Right. You're like, I support you, but with one eye kind of closed.
I won't look at that much. As a father, you want to be very protective of her and not really kind of look at that. I'm like, please don't do that.
Right, please don't do that.
But I support you.
But you support her.
Yeah.
Now, I've always found you really interesting. Now, is there any way we're going to be able to eventually get into like the live? Like, can we do like a reality show or like a movie? What's going on? Like, we need to know a little bit more. Uh-oh. What's going on? What's
Dish it! Dish it!
There's whispering.
No, we can't do that.
No, okay.
It might happen later on. It might be a surprise later on. So.
What's that?
We can't leak it out yet because we don't know if it's going to happen. But it's going to be very fascinating.
Okay.
Of course, in my life.
One last question, because I know you guys got your food and stuff. What the heck was that whole figure thing about?
Figure?
Now that that's been some time, what the heck was that all about?
He wants
My
you to.
finger's still here,
Okay.
and I can move it and grab things. I just can't bend it all the way.
Okay.
I did shoot it off at one point. I did
Right.
shoot it off with a 45 caliber. Thank God my fiance was there. I think she saved my life because I probably would have bled to death.
Oh, my
I was
goodness.
losing my mind.
But it makes it
Actually,
easier to give a finger now.
Yeah, it's funny because I was actually looking for my finger on the ground,
Oh no!
but it was backwards in my hand, hanging by a little nerve.
Oh.
Yeah, it was awful.
Whoa.
So when you heard what's his name, Justin Tuck, the football player, blew his hand off, or blew his fingers off, I should say, with fireworks, were you laughing like, "Ha, sucker, been there, done that"?
You think you would know to not wrap your hand up around a firecracker.
Right?
I mean, as
Hold it.
kids, we've done that, and we've let it go off our finger, and then you get burns. But if you hold your hand around the actual firecracker,
Right.
yeah, it's an explosive thing. Let me tell you something. What was he using? An M80 compared to a little,
something that we
little
can't buy
firecracker?
here in California.
Yeah.
I tell you
So
that.
he might have had a hand grenade in his pocket.
Right. He was just walking around with hand grenades. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
because an M80 is a much bigger. It's almost like 10 firecrackers
Right.
together.
I lied to you. I said that was my last question. I just thought of something.
Oh.
I just thought about one more thing.
It's all
We're here,
good.
might as well take it back.
It's TNZ.
Now, recently on the news, they've been saying that allegedly Peyton Manning had been taking HGH, or at least HGH had been sent to his wife's house, and so frequently. Do you think that HGH should be allowed in football, being that it's so more of a physically violent sport?
Wow, you're talking about a sport, yeah, you're right, so physically violent, but then again, if the players are bigger, faster, stronger, it becomes even more physically violent.
Right.
But if everyone is the same size and using the same thing, it kind of offsets everything else.
Right.
I don't know, I mean, there are rules in football and in baseball and in golf and in basketball that you can't use certain chemicals. Is a huge list of it. And if it's illegal, it's just illegal.
Right.
I don't know. I think eventually, with time, I think some of those substances or chemicals will be legalized for sure.
Right.
With time.
Hey, man.
All right, guys, we got to get out of
Thank
here.
you so much.
Have a
Always
good night.
a pleasure.
All right.
Yes.
Take care.